Okay, Lions lose to the Rams, but man, Dan Campbell, thank you for trying something. Alright, Lions lose to the Rams, and really what comes out of this game, Dan Campbell went in with a game plan. That game plan was to be aggressive, and we've seen that throughout the season. He is going to be aggressive, and that's really the trend in football anyway, kind of, is go for it on fourth down, be more aggressive than usual, but Dan Campbell is really taking that to another level. Almost too aggressive. We'll get to that here at the end of the video. Of a couple mistakes when he was trying to be aggressive on fourth down. We were shorthanded, knew that we're just going to be a long shot to try to beat this team. Obviously, we all know that they're really good. So Dan Campbell comes in. Onside kick is the first thing he does. I love the onside kick. You can see how well it worked as that up man who's just not used to or not ready for the ball bobbles it. We get it. I love it. Then I love the back-to-back fake punts because A, you're not expecting the first one. And you're like, all right, they faked it already. There's no way they fake another one. We do it again. And not only do they work, but they work like super easy. So, you know, in the future, and again, we haven't won a game, so it's not like we're going to try to surprise people, but now as we go into other games, it's something that people have to look at, like, hey, the Lions, like, they're gonna pull out everything to try to get that first win. I mean, I think it's so hard to get the first win in anything you do, and especially as more and more time goes on, then it's like more and more pressure. And so if we can just get that first win out of the way, just be good for everybody. Obviously not going to the playoffs or anything, but just want to get that first win. But I'm just so encouraged to see Dan Campbell trying something. I mean, just there's nothing worse than seeing those Matt Patricia days where we were just, the best way to describe it is like bleeding out, where they would just, the opposing team would just march down the field time and time again. We just never had a chance. You know, it was just so hard to watch. This, it's like, man, we're winless, but it's exciting football that we're like trying to do something, trying to get behind it. In this Dan Campbell and the rest of the coaching staff, there's some definite key plays that I thought we messed up on from a coaching perspective. But in general, when you look at our defense, for example, our defense has played well in just about every game. There's been a couple areas where it's gotten away from us, but really that was from turnovers on the offensive side. But overall, the defense, with just not a single playmaker on defense, has played really, really well. So you got to credit the coaching staff there. Offensively, we have no receivers, and Goff is our quarterback. And again, can't really gauge Goff. I mean, we can, right? We can tell that he's not like super dynamic, but he doesn't really have anybody to throw to. He's just struggling. We're limited, but we're just staying right there. And you could see it against the Rams, where we're just like muddying up the water. You know, we're just like, we're just handing the ball off 3 yards, 4 yards. But we don't have any chunk plays, and that's just killer. But I thought Dan Campbell said we can't get chunk plays on offense. We can't get them on defense. We don't have any playmakers. So special teams is where we're gonna have to do something. And so to see your punter throw just like a 10-yard hitch on the money was like, wow, that was awesome. To see your kicker do a great onside kick, that's not that easy. It was like, hey, those are huge plays that we just cannot make on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball. So to see Dan Campbell recognize that and try to make something happen and just keep us in the game, and the whole point of that was to give us a chance at the end of the game, and we had that chance, and it didn't, you know, we didn't make the plays when we need to. Interception in the end zone, two great players on the Rams side, and that's why they say, you know, it doesn't matter. It's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. And so Aaron Donald, in our face, bad throw, Jalen Ramsey, boom, Stafford then takes them down the field. Recipe for a win. Lions lost, but I thought Dan Campbell and his trick plays was just really good to see that he was trying something, and that we weren't just going to go there, lay down, and just, you know, let the Rams walk all over us. As you know, the crowd is hyped, Stafford's hyped, going against his old team, home game for the Rams. Their season's just, you know, going like crazy, and here limping the Lions. And it's just like, man, the Lions players play hard for him. So I don't know what the future holds, but it's like, I think we've got the right GM and head coach. And obviously going into the next offseason, Brad Holmes has got, I mean, I think Brad Holmes has got all the pressure in the world, because this roster is really bad, and not because of him. I think this past offseason he had to do the things that he had to do to just make sure that we could be in position now to go forward and get guys, have some free agent money free up, get some draft capital. So we're in position, but man, this offseason we got to get some playmakers. It doesn't matter how, I don't know. I mean, right? That's why that's why Brad Holmes makes the big bucks, because I don't know who we're going to get in free agency. I mean, that's a whole nother topic of like, oh, it's overwhelming because we need players. We don't have any splash players on defense for sure. Then offensively, we're just limited. Swift, Hawkinson, Jamal Williams I think is really doing well, but we need some playmakers. But in general, I thought this coaching staff's doing an excellent job considering who we have. Now, when I said Dan Campbell was too aggressive, what I meant by that, there was a 4th down where we could have taken the lead with a field goal. We went for it and got stopped. I think whenever you can get the lead in an NFL game, you just get the lead. I mean, I know that we would have been up by 2. I know that wouldn't have held up, obviously, all game, but take the lead. You're in the lead. Now you just make the Rams think a little bit. So I would have liked to see that. And then also an area that the Lions messed up, I thought, was we kind of got down by the goal line. Stafford's at like the 20, and we've been playing zone, and then it was 3rd and long, and we lock up man-to-man. And so for Stafford, he drops back. Such an easy read and throw, and he throws it into the corner, one-on-one, little fade. Guy catches it. I mean, it just looks so easy. That's easier said than done, or it's hard to execute that. But when Stafford doesn't even have to read anything, can just throw it, and you can see how easy it was. It's like, man, why don't we stay in zone, make it hard for Stafford, make him think a little bit? I would have really liked to see that instead of such an easy play for him. But I love that we were blitzing, we were trying to put pressure, we're just not sitting back like the Patricia era. The Patricia era was bend, don't break, but we always broke. I mean, come on, just go down the field and just, oh my gosh, it was just, there was nothing. There was no spark in any of the Patricia games. Any loss, you just felt so defeated. Where in this, hey, we haven't won a game, but we lost on 2 miracle field goals. And right here, we were right in this. We almost came back with San Fran. I mean, we're just right there, but we haven't been able to win. So, hey, if you like this video, please consider subscribing, and we'll see